This is Chit Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. Interviewing musicians, comedians, sports personalities, and many, many other individuals all over the world, sharing their story of encouragement, inspiration, what they've been through, what they've gone through, as well as amazing musicians from all over the world. Kick back and relax. For some amazing people you probably have never heard of and their story. Each of us have a story of hope, of courageousness, of inspiration. This is Chit Chat, the encouraging one-on-one podcast. It's always about encouraging others. This is Hunter Lott with his brand new song, My Type.
Style, looking so fine, so sweet, so kind, like strawberry wine. So come on over here, let me talk to you. I wanna get to know that smile. We can sit, we can talk, we can dance, we can walk for a while. Y'all, I got my hands up, singing along to my favorite country songs. Slipping left, right in the neon light, girl, I'm really feeling your high. You know you got me wrapped around your little finger so tight. Got this, got that, bartender man, hold me back. Yeah, you're just my type. Hey girl, how about we go on over and get a drink? They got beer, got rum, got tequila, if that's your thing. Whatever you say, the way you move, when I got your hand in mine. Just us in time, baby, feels so right. Y'all, I got my hands up, singing along to my favorite country songs. Stepping left, right in the neon light, girl, I'm really feeling your high. You know you got me wrapped around your little finger so tight. Got this, got that, bartender man, hold me back. Yeah, you're just my type. Got your cowgirl hat, blonde curls. You know that we should hop in the truck, get tangled up, and maybe go drive around. We go slow, go fast, we can do whatever, baby, I'm down. Y'all, I got my hands up, singing along to my favorite country songs. Slipping left, right in the neon light, girl, I'm really feeling your high. You know you got me wrapped around your little finger so tight. Got this, got that, bartender man, hold me back. Yeah, you're just my type. Yeah, you're just my type.
Hey,
What's going on, man? How are you?
how you been? Gotta love technology.
Yes, it's a love-hate situation sometimes.
Well, welcome to the Chit and Chat Encouraging One Another podcast. Excited to have you on today, kind of get to know you and your story a little bit. Before we dive into fun conversations, I love asking some icebreaker questions, kind of get the ball rolling. Are you ready?
Yeah, man, go for it.
The first one is, are you a DIY guy? Do you do it yourself projects? You call books or anything to fix things for you?
Yeah, I like to, I work on my own trucks, man. Like whenever, I got like a 2020, brand new truck and needed to put brakes on it. And I do it myself. I don't go and, just take it to the dealership when I'm very capable of doing it myself,
Yeah. My father-in-law taught me a lot how to do that as well. You know, he had all the tools, and I live on a hill, so it's hard to do mine on my hill.
Yeah, you got to be on a flat spot, man.
Oh, yeah. Name a jingle that often gets stuck in your head sometime. Maybe a commercial or something you hear often. Do you hear a lot of commercials that repeat in your head?
Man, that's kind of just one of those things. Anytime you hear a jingle, you'll just be sitting there 2 minutes later, you start singing. You're like, dang it. It's
We have one appearance in Washington State, the Cars for Kids commercial. My goodness, that's in your head all the time, man.
I'll sit there and like, one that, comes to mind is that Fast Cars, where Luke Combs remade it.
Mm-hmm.
That one gets stuck in my head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one gets stuck in my head.
If you were going on a dream vacation, say visiting 3 countries for like a 2-week vacation, what 3 countries would you want to hit?
I'd hit Italy, Jamaica, and been to 2 of those.
You have been to those?
Yep, been to 2 of them.
Nice. What's your favorite spot?
Just went to Jamaica back at the beginning of June. Actually, I just got married, so we went on our honeymoon to Montego Bay.
Well, congratulations. I saw Cocktail years ago. I always wanted to go down to Jamaica, but never have made it.
Heck yeah, I definitely recommend it if you ever get to.
And my wife's part Irish and Italian, so she wants to go over there one of these days. And I love Celtic music, so I love to go over in Irish music. So, what's your go-to drink in the morning? Are you a coffee drinker?
Yeah, I like to at least have maybe 1 cup a day. If I'm on the go, I might, stop at $10 or or go to Dunkin' Donuts or a coffee on, before I hit the highway or whatever.
I needed several this morning because I went to bed at about 11 o'clock. And of course, the neighborhood's still shooting fireworks. I think I fell asleep like 12:31. I got up at 5. I needed like 4 cups of coffee today. It was rough. How about your neighborhood? Was it all right? You go to bed at a decent hour?
I think I went to bed at midnight last night. So, which I'm actually out of town right now. I'm not like back in my home state. I'm in Wisconsin right now. So
okay. And what's your favorite holiday and your favorite holiday food?
Favorite holiday? That would probably be. Now, I don't know that that's my favorite holiday food is during Christmas. Probably that would be during Thanksgiving because you can't really get wrong with having good old grandmother or your mother's cooking. So
there you go. Well, this podcast is all about sharing encouragement, and I truly believe everyone has a story. Some folks have had challenges and whatnot. Can you give folks a little brief bio on who Donnie is?
Well, some people that get the chance to kind of look me up and look up everything, they kind of, they get this idea, that same thing that they get with anybody that's done TV or anything. They kind of get, I guess, the intimidated part to where they feel like you're unapproachable. And, at the end of the day, I'm a real guy, man. I'm very approachable. And, I have just been lucky and blessed that I've been able to have some of the opportunities come my way along the way. And just, I was always told when I was younger, my mom used to say this, man. And, she used to be like, that stuff like that just don't happen to people like us. I think I was watching something with Matt Damon in it back then. And, I think Matt Damon didn't make his big break until he's like 35, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it don't happen to people like us. And then, a few years later, I ended up being on the red carpet for a movie I was in. And I told my mom, I was like, you remember when you said that to me? So, and, she never really said that to me anymore. Now she's kind of like, pretty much, you can do anything you want to. So, and that's what I tell anybody. If you want it bad enough, you'll do what it takes to get it. And if you don't do anything to stride towards, the direction of your goals or dreams, then you're not going to achieve it. So
true that. Where were you born and raised at?
I was born and raised in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I've been raised mainly in North Carolina my whole life. So
what are some of the things you did when you were growing up as a kid? Kind of romp and stomp in neighborhoods and ride bikes in the woods?
Well, we joke about this, like, oh, back in the day, we used to go play outside, and when the the city or the street light would come on, that's when we came inside, you know.
Oh
And,
yeah, my brother right here. Oh yeah.
I mean, we literally did that, man. And like back when I was little, man, we would ride our bicycles all over town and just everywhere. And like now, like you'd be, you know, scared to even do that because your kid would probably get hit. You'll get hit. I mean, something, you know, just people don't pay attention anymore. But man, it just being able to really live a kind of just a wide open childhood is what I got to do. And I grew up on a farm most of my younger part of my life. So I grew up around getting chased by cows and chickens and roosters and, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, that just gives you a different outlook on life when you kind of get to have a little bit more freedom growing up. You know, some people just grow up in a city and they literally probably go from school back to their, you know, home, and that's about it, you know.
Yeah. What's the population of your hometown?
Oh man, I couldn't even tell you.
In my little town was about 15,000. It was Camden, Arkansas. We had, you know, to drive Sonic and stuff like that. So yeah, it was. We rode bikes, played in the woods. So yeah, the good old days for sure. Who was that person who perhaps encouraged you in your younger years, inspired you in sports and stuff?
Who probably inspired me? A lot of movies when I was younger, sports, and so I mean, I kind of, I guess you would say, followed talent most of my life is probably the way it looks, you know. Like even now, someone's like, "Oh, what NFL team do you like?" I'm like, "Well, Tom Brady." Why Tom Brady? I was like, "Well, I follow talent, and he's one of the most talented, you know, quarterbacks in the world." And you know, back when I was younger, I was following baseball, and that was King Griffey Jr. and you had Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were all, you know, on that home run derby strike back then, and you know, I was following baseball, you know, crazy close because I played baseball. So I like always watch stuff with King Griffey, and I was like, man, I want to be a center fielder. So I played center field, and then like, you know, watching movies and stuff. I grew up just Arnold and John Claude Van Damme and all those action movies. So that's what made me like, man, I want to do that one day. So.
And you eventually joined the Marines too, didn't you?
Yep, joined in high school. I left right out of senior year. Went into the Marine Corps. You know, I loved it, and it probably would have been a lifer, man. And I ended up I met a girl back when I was in the Marine Corps. You know, everybody's excuse, but I met a girl, and at that time, I chose to get out because of a relationship, but you know, things happen for a reason, and I am where I am today. So,
Yeah, true that. Going over your bio, I see you wanted to be a music education teacher. Can you share a little bit about that dream you wanted to do as a teacher?
well, man, I've actually been educating since about 2010.
Okay.
When I got out of the Marine Corps, I ended up going to Methodist University for music education, and you know, all through high school, I played on the drum line and played drums, and then when I went to college, started playing drums, and I was on the drum line, and you know, made you know, head captain, which is like captain on the drum line, you know, my first year. And I ended up getting endorsements by like Vic Verth and Sabian and, you know, some of your biggest percussion companies in the world. And we were doing an exhibition when I was in a high school. Teacher came up to me that was a part of a big band program in the state, and was like, "Hey, would you be willing to want to work with our kids?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I started working with this high school group and worked with them for about 6 years, and then we went to a big competition, and we ended up beating this one particular band. And this band was literally like one of the best in the States. Everywhere you seen this band, they literally first, when you seen them, you knew it. You know, you knew that they were great. Well, the funny thing is, at the end of that year, I ended up, the band director I was working with ended up deciding he was going to lead the program he was with. And I was like, well, okay. So I was like, well, I'm probably leaving too. So, and then the funny thing is that band that I beat the year prior, that is literally the best band program in the state of North Carolina. He found out I was leaving, and he snagged me up, and I've been working with that particular group ever since.
What you discovered your hidden talent, your other talent, I guess, entertainment, and you became an actor. How did that career change, and how did that start out for you? I want to be an actor and be in movies and whatnot.
Well, probably typical, same thing that every little kid is. Oh, I want to be a cop or a EMS, or I want to be firefighter, or hey, I want to be a movie star. And that was kind of my big thing when I was little. I always wanted to do it. Never knew how I could. And I did kind of at, I don't know, it was probably like 2008, I think it was, right? No, 2008 or 9. And I had met with the agent that I have now, and she wanted to sign me, and I kind of was like, yeah, okay. And I kind of BS'd again for like another 8 months, I think. And I ended up hitting her up again. I drove 4 hours to go see her, and I finally signed with her. And then 2 weeks later, she had me on a Verizon commercial that was an IndyCar Verizon commercial. And that kind of was the start of it. I hit that, and then a few weeks later, here came this TV show Banshee, which was on Showtime. And then, I just started to roll, and pick up momentum. Ended up doing a few other TV shows, and probably a bunch of them that you've watched before and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up having my daughter in 2014, and I used to be married once before, and things didn't quite work out with it. And then when it didn't, I ended up in a custody battle for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did is I kind of just put my whole life and my dreams to keep pursuing acting. Made my daughter first. And that's, kind of been the top priority. And I took 2 years of fighting in custody court, and I eventually was successful, and I ended up winning my case. And now I have my daughter over half the time, and so we basically share custody. And just one of those relationships that it's you're better off to be business partners than you are together. So
Mm-hmm.
and so here recently I just booked a new series that is supposed to start filming coming up September, October, somewhere in the near future. And it's gonna be a kind of the restart of rekindling this dream and getting the ball rolling again. And just just got to keep putting in for different jobs and acting gigs until it's like everybody, we put in and we audition, and then it's kind of up to production at that point. And once you kind of get that ball rolling again, I feel like momentum just carries you.
Mm-hmm. When acting, I bet it takes tremendous time, amount of time, commitment, not only trying for the various different types of roles and parts in movies. Can you share with us a little behind the scenes on what it takes to be in a movie? This is the time frame for a movie normally. What, 6 months or so?
Well, it depends on obviously how big the budgets are and things like that. And the one I was on the red carpet for, I mean, we only had to film our parts over probably like a month's period of time. And so, I mean, it just depends on how much, the scene has to be covered or how many scenes and stuff like that. So, but, a lot of people don't realize, I mean, actors and stuff, they'll get to set. It could be 4:00 in the morning, and they literally will film from 4 to, it could be midnight.
Mm-hmm.
You could do a shoot like I did one time. We went from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. And that's because we filmed into the night, and then we had a pool scene, and then we had to film that and filmed it throughout the night. And sometimes things they they'll shoot one camera one direction, and then they want to get it from behind. They want to get it from the side, and so they'll flip the camera views, and let's get this angle, and it takes a lot of time, and it can be stressful, and a lot more than probably people realize, but it does. It takes a lot of time, and then depending on how many lines someone may or may not have, it's that could be a lot to have to study too.
As an actor, have you received encouragement or kind of tips from other actors or actresses, and kind of the do's and don'ts, and kind of did you kind of learn as you went?
Yeah, you'll meet people along the way. Like you'll be on. I've been on set with some of the same people, because we seem to end up on the same type of productions all the time, and you just learn from each other, and they might experience something and tell you about it, and I might experience something, I tell them about it, and it's kind of a growing thing. If you look at a lot of TV shows and movies and stuff, you'll see a lot of the same guys in the same movies, and it's the same way. You just end up in kind of this same pool of talent, and you end up kind of coming up with each other. And
right.
So,
can you share about learning some of your lines and dialogue? How you do a lot of practice, a lot of reading, and kind of memorization?
yeah, I've actually gotten better now to where I'm better at memorizing lines by doing the lines. So, like, if I just grab, like, say I grab my wife or something, say, hey, read for this person, I'll read the other person. I memorize quicker by doing the scene. Some people will sit there and try to read it over and over and over and over and try to re-say it. And I used to do that, and I feel like I didn't memorize as good doing that. And
we're trying to learn Bible verses. I stand in the mirror and read a Bible verse and read it.
But really, by the time you've gotten it a few times, and then you actually get to the day of, filming and everything, by the time you do the scene about 20,000 times, you've got it. So, because you'll do the scene so many times, and then the camera turns around, and I mean, you eventually it just kind of comes second nature. And
have you learned some do's and don'ts along the way that have helped you hone your skills a little bit?
Yeah, well, I basically look at it as every failure I've had along the way has been something that taught me something new. Especially with auditioning, I would tell anybody that wants to get into the world of acting, if you want to do that, you got to learn to be told no, and you're going to be told no more times than you will be told yes. And once you learn that, and you're like, because you'll do a great audition, but the thing is, you could do a great audition, but at the end of the day, you're not exactly what that director was looking for in the first place, no matter how good the audition was. I mean, I went for an audition once for the movie Captain Phillips.
Okay, yeah.
And it was for one of the Navy SEAL sniper roles. It was for the sniper that took out the one of the guys that was on that boat or whatever that was. And I shaved my face before I went to the audition, just thinking, hey, I used to be in the Marine Corps. I want to look clean cut, military, squared away. And then one of my buddies that's from New York is another actor, and he showed up all scruffy and everything. So I showed up, and just because I shaved and I looked younger, and he showed up and he looked more rugged. I looked more like a clean cut, squared away, military individual, and then he showed up like a rugged, Navy SEAL worn, battle worn person. I'm like, and that's why I lost, is because he literally he left his facial hair, and if I would have left mine, I would have had a standing chance there, and it's something that crazy.
That's crazy. Can you share about some of your favorite characters you played during your career? Maybe the top 3 characters you'd love to play.
That I would love to play?
That you have, like a particular kind of like a SEAL or a firefighter or something like that. There's some characters you love playing in movies you've been in?
Well, on 6, which was a TV series about SEAL Team 6, that was just fun. It was kind of like in a way, when we were filming it, it's just like when you're a teenager running around with like little cap guns and playing around. I mean, it was kind of the same thing. It was just, we just made it fun. We were just running around with fake guns and, and rifles, and, just having fun with it. And that was one of the fun ones. And I met a lot of, big, big up and coming actors, and some, big, name actors were on set as well with us. And so that was a good experience. And then I was on Under the Dome, and that was before we thought they were going to basically re-up another season. And I ended up being one of the guards that was taken captive of one of the main guys on the show. And Dean Norris is the actual actor, but I was grabbing Dean Norris, up and kind of dragged him and threw him into like a prison cell and everything. And that role was developing to be something, and then kind of like the series didn't get picked up again, so it kind of was like, well, you had a little bit of that time there. But I don't know. And then I was on a Turn, which was about the Washington spy culprit ring.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on AMC, and I got to film with Jamie Bell. And that guy is probably one of the most hilarious dudes I've ever met. Just cutting up. I mean, he's a serious guy, like, on set, but man, he cut up. He would just bust you out laughing, and definitely a cool dude. I'd love to film with him again if I got a chance to.
What are some challenges you have faced being an actor?
Well, one would be, time away from home. That's kind of one big challenge, especially if you're a family guy.
Mm-hmm.
Two would be, like I said, if you're not a strong mentally stable person, it's probably not the best thing to try to be in, because rejection is the norm when it comes to acting. Because every person that's been in acting until they hit a certain class, like, unless you're Robert Downey Jr. or something like that, and they're just going to hand you a role, basically, once you hit that status, but everybody that is, out there, they're all fighting for the same roles. Sometimes you might see, like Chris Hemsworth going for Thor, when really the guy that played Loki was the one that originally it was auditioning for it. And
saw that too. I just saw a TikTok and someone showed his original outtake of being Thor. And I was like, thank goodness he's not Thor.
But I mean, he could have played it. His audition was crazy. It was great. And it's just, you never know. It could be you auditioning, and then like here comes Brad Pitt, and you're like, damn.
Crap.
Like I got to either smoke this out the like park, or like I already know what's happening here. So
you're also a singer-songwriter too. How'd you get into singing and doing some country songs?
Well, man, TikTok.
TikTok made me do it.
Yeah, TikTok made me do it. No, yeah, seriously. Well, no, man, I grew up in music all my life. So I've been a musician. I can play pretty much almost every instrument out there, for the most part. And, I started developing this huge following on TikTok. Would do a lot of lip syncs, and then I would, on my lives, I'll do lives at night and stuff sometimes, and I'll sing. Like, I'll personally sing. And I was just singing for fun, man. That's all I was doing. I mean, I sang like in high school and stuff, and like sang at church and stuff like that, but never really thought nothing of it. And I was singing one night on a live, and some woman came in and was like, "Hey, I'm with a record company, and I'd like to talk to you." And so this woman hit me up, and was wanting to sign me and give me a record deal and all this. Awesome. And I actually, having a huge following on TikTok, I got to meet and got, followers and following friends that were actually in Nashville that were great, entertainers, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of as soon as I got approached by that, production company to, sign me and everything, I kind of reached out to a friend of mine that was in Nashville that is, doing huge things out there. And I kind of mentioned it. And then one of her friends reached out to me that is actually one of the writers on 2 of the new songs that are coming out this year. And she literally told me, she was like, Donnie, with your following and the way people follow you, and she was like, you just get that one chance. She was like, you're a king. She's like, you're just literally going to, you do Garth Brooks and all these other things. She's like, you would definitely could be one of the best.
That's awesome.
And then kind of hearing that, I was like, it still didn't. I was like, yeah, okay. And then I ended up I turned down the record deal with that company. And then I kind of followed my friend's advice that, like I said, that's doing music in Nashville, and just like, you should just be independent, put out, quite a few songs until you have them knocking your door down.
Yep.
I was like, you know what? That's the route I'm going. So I put out 2 songs, and kind of my experience in that is I'm a professional drummer, man. Like, I could play anything, drums, write it, I teach it, everything. But when I went to Nashville, it was humbling. I walked into a studio that Luke Combs had like cut I think it was a golden or platinum record out of this studio, and I seen it on the wall right before I went to record. And these guys, amazing musicians in Nashville, it was humbling, man. They just kicked off, playing the music, and I was like, wow. And then I was in the sound booth by myself, and they kicked off the music. I'm just sitting there thinking, I was like, what? Can you just hand me the drumsticks back? And but no, it took me about 45 minutes to an hour of going through the chorus and stuff like that, and it kind of sat in after a little bit, and I was like, I can do this. So I recorded both those singles in 2 days. I put them out over the last 2 years. I got 3 new songs that are coming up that I'll be going to Nashville to record. And basically I'm kind of following the advice that I got. And it was, they thought I was extremely talented. They're some of the writers that have written songs for, Nate Smith and, a lot of these guys that have been getting signed and that are putting out crazy music. They're part of the same music writing row of people,
Mm-hmm.
that are on these 3 albums that I got that I'm working on. So I'm like, it's just going to take, one person out there that's with a production, a record company that's like, I believe this dude, and you give me the chance, or I got the chance with it, I'm going to take it to the other end of the world.
What are your songs you have out currently?
What's that?
What are your 2 songs you have out currently?
Currently, I have a Small Town, and it's on. They're all on every major downloadable platform out there. Small Town, and then Bohemian Girl.
And I'm playing Small Town after this interview on the podcast. So can you tell me a little bit about Small Town? Is that was Small Town about your hometown, or that is a story, or some words you kind of made to a song?
Well, I chose Small Town because it fit me like perfectly. I come from a small town, and if you listen to some of the lyrics, it talks about heading west on 40. And anybody that's ever chased the country music dream, they typically hop on Interstate 40 and head to Nashville.
Okay.
And the song is about basically this couple that were together prior to that that journey of one of the musicians taken off to Nashville. And then it talks about if you ever feel lost or feel homeward bound, so basically you would know where to return to.
Mm-hmm.
Basically kind of back to your roots kind of deal. And that song stuck with me. Katrina Boydrin is she's an Australian country singer that's it's in Nashville now. She's amazing writer, singer-songwriter. And she wrote that song. And that was a story kind of her transition kind of from Australia to Nashville. And then she kind of sat down with some singer songwriters, and they kind of came up with the rest. And that's where the story kind of led down, talking about Interstate 40. And then that's what grabbed me. And I was like, this kind of fits me. And then, so I ended up with that demo, and it just spoke to me, and that's why I chose it.
So I doing this podcast, I've been able to connect with a lot of independent musicians and the ISSA, the Independent Singer Songwriter Association. I love to share your music on here. I just want to help promote music by artists from all over the world. So you're more than welcome to let me know. I'll play your music on the podcast and just get your music out as well. So anytime.
You're welcome to play any of my stuff, any of it, man.
What's that?
Any of it. You're welcome to play any of them.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What do you find your inspiration from acting or singing? I'm guessing, which one's easier for you, acting or singing?
They both were kind of hand in hand, man. Entertainment just is natural to me, but probably country music, because when it comes to music is something to me, because I'm a drummer and percussionist. Music is something that lives in your soul, and it just, like me, it's the heartbeat of the music. Drums is, especially. Mm-hmm. That's the heartbeat. It's the timekeeper. And music plays. It gets people moving.
As we wrap up this conversation too, I want to curious to know, amidst all the challenges you faced, how important was receiving encouragement during those highs and lows you faced? Did it help you get through those tough times you went through?
Yeah, to be honest with you, if I wouldn't had all of my following pushing me and believing in me, and just people like, man, I didn't know you could sing and this and that. If I didn't have people kind of just on my back about it, to where I actually went and recorded the music, I don't know if I ever would have believed them. And then, like, after, it took about 3 months, man, of me listening to my own music for me to sit there and be like, that's me. That's my sound. And it just wasn't even real for a little bit. And, doing it independent is a lot harder too, because, I'm marketing everything. I'm posting and, trying to have my following that, like me, to repost things to help push it out into the world. And basically I'm just going to keep doing that. Somebody that's sitting behind a desk one day comes across the music and me, and they're like, this dude has a way with people, and they follow him, and just gives me a chance. So.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to chat today. I really appreciate it, and I wish you continued success in all you do, and wish you nothing but the best for you and your family. And it's been an honor talking with you today. And I said, if you want to share any music, new music coming out, or any projects you got coming out, let me know. I'd love to share about you and your music on this podcast.
Yeah, man, definitely. I got 3 new ones coming. One of them is Live It Forward, one is Better Than You, and the other one is You Love Me. So they all will be coming out before Christmas is the plan.
Sweet. Donnie Bentley, thank you so much. Nice to meet you, sir. Have a great day.
You too, bud. Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
This is my guest today, Mr. Donnie Bentley, and his song, Small Town.
I see you down these nowhere roads where we used to go. And I first kissed you. You were 23 with your big wild dreams that set you west on Highway 40. I wanted to hold you, but I didn't want to hold you back. No, but it's all gone now. And my heart still skips thinking about your memory. The world spins around, but I'm stuck right here, right where you left me. Feel lost, just turn around. I know a guy if you're homeward bound. I'll take you back, I'll show you what love's about. If you ever want name on our mailbox. A starry night, a watercolor sunrise. Over that pine tree skyline, we could be all in and take it slow. Just say when we could go. If it weren't for the big old world, we would know. But it's all gone now, and my heart still skips thinking about your memory. The world spins around, but I'm stuck right here, right where you left me. If you ever been lost, just turn around. I know a guy, if you're homeward bound, I'll take you back, I'll show you what love's about. If you ever wanna be small town. But it's all gone now, and my heart still skips thinking about you. The world spins around. No, but it's all gone now, and my heart still skips thinking about your memory. The world spins around, and I'm stuck right here, right where you left me. If you ever feel lost, just turn around. I know a guy, if you're homeward bound, I'll take you back, I'll show you what love's about. If you ever wanna be small town. If you ever wanna be small town. If you ever wanna be small town. I'll take you back, I'll show you what love's about. If you ever wanna be small town. If you ever wanna be small town.
I know we all hate commercials, but the next 3 commercials are from my sponsors. I'm so thankful to have them on. We have Lone Star Donuts, Tequila and Tequila Street, and Double D's Barbecue and Smokery coming up next. Are you craving donuts? I got a place for you to check out the most delicious donuts around. Come on down and check out my friends at Lone Star Donuts. They're a locally owned and operated business here in Kitsap County, and now they open their 3rd location. They already had locations in Silverdale, Washington, Port Orchard, Washington, and now in Poulsbo, Washington, with over 50 kinds of donuts. I kid you not, 50 kinds of donuts. Many are filled, many are maple with bacon, real bacon, not that fake bacon. And now they have clutches. I had no idea what these were, but they're like a yeasty pastry with kielbasa in them, and they are so, so good. Check them out on Facebook, Lone Star Donuts. Their 3 locations are in Silverdale at 1087 Maury Place. The number is 360-204-5021. In Port Orchard at 2649 Mile Hill Drive. The number there is 360-443-2600. And now in Poulsbo at 21505 Marketplace, Suite 102. We all know you cannot buy happiness, but you can buy donuts. That's basically the same thing, right? Stop by and check out my friends at Lone Star Donuts. You can find them on Facebook as well. Lone Star Donuts, the best tasting donuts around. Are you craving some authentic, fresh Mexican food? I am. I want to tell you about 2 businesses here in Silverdale, Washington. They're both locally owned and operated. They got some of the best tasting Mexican food around. The first one is Tequila Street. They're a local food truck located at 9571 Silverdale Way in Silverdale, Washington. They got some best tasting breakfast burritos you'll ever find, including the Breakfast Tex Burrito, the Breakfast California Burrito, the breakfast ultimate burrito, and my favorite, the barbecue pulled pork burrito. Delicious. They also add items like tacos, burritos, and other great tasting items. Call and place your order today. Go out and pick it up at 360-914-9152. That's at Tequiza Street. Also, at the Kids At Mall, Tequiza. They have 5 kinds of tacos there. That's right, 5, including burritos, taquitos, taco salads, and my favorite, grilled jalapenos. Yummy. And many, many more delicious items. Also, on Taco Tuesdays, tacos are 50% off. That's right, 50% off. Where can you find that deal, right? Call and place your order today at 360-698-4335 or head over to the website at tequizatacoshop.com and get some more great tasting, authentic Mexican food at Tequiza, located at the Kitsap Mall. Their number again is 360-698-4335. When I say barbecue, does your mouth just start to water? Barbecue. Well, I got the place for you to go check out, right? Double D's, Barbecue and Smokery. They got the best tasting ribs, dry rub ribs, and the meat just literally fell off the bone the last plate I had. Delicious. Also, they have pulled brisket, pulled pork, sides like bacon, macaroni, and cheese, coleslaw, beans, and cream corn with green chilies. Little kick. Delicious. And a dessert, banana pudding. That's right, banana pudding. Where can you find that at, right? See, Brett and Don, the owners of Double D's, are both strong military veterans. They have found a home here in the Pacific Northwest, and their roots range from Texas to North Carolina and everywhere in between. They bring their amazing flavors to their ribs and their food truck, which is a catering business as well. You can reach them at 360-960-9093. They're on Facebook, Instagram. That's right, Double D's, Barbecue and Smokery. Delicious tasting ribs and barbecue. You got it. Check them out. This next song I'll be sharing is by the Roger Foreigner Project. It's Fournier. His song is Whiskey Band-Aid, and you can check out his website at rogerforeignerproject.com. This is Whiskey Band-Aid.
Bottle to ease and heartbreak, a mistake, memory. I never wanted to be that guy. I never wanted to break down and cry on a bar stool, drinking 90 proof, wondering why. So give me a whiskey band-aid to cover up my pain. Until today, but the bourbon isn't working like they say. I never planned to drink this much. I never thought it'd be this tough to get past. I need another glass of this stuff. So give me a whiskey band-aid to cover up my pain. Pour it on my heart, let it run right through my veins. So give me a whiskey band-aid before I go whiskey Band-Aid.
That was the Roger Forner Project, Whiskey Band-Aid. His website is the Roger Forner Project, TheRogerFournier project.com. Thank you so much for being part of this encouraging one another podcast called Chit Chat, as we meet people from all walks of life. It was a fun time getting to know Donnie Bentley and hearing his story. I also want to thank Hunter Lott for allowing me to share his brand new song, My Type, and the Roger Forner Project and their song called Whiskey Band-Aid. And it was just an encouraging time. If you haven't listened before, and this is your first time listening, please subscribe and follow to the podcast. It can be heard on Spotify, Anchor, iHeartRadio, wherever you find your podcast, as well as my website, chitandchatpodcast.com. That's ChitNchat podcast.com. All the past podcasts are on there, and I hope you can just check it out. And being in 20 countries so far is pretty awesome, and people from all walks of life getting encouragement from this podcast. Until next time, this is Chit Chat, the encouraging one another podcast, but it's always about encouraging others.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
This is Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. It's always about encouraging others.